How would you define, not really define, but compare those two in your words, then event storming and event modeling?
So for me, event storming was well, you start with events,
Mhm.
and that's where the process ends, right? And then you can do commands if you want to. You can identify. So I've used event storming very successfully to discover the integration complexity in a system. So
Yeah.
okay, we to understand this flow, and this was about the mortgage applications in the U.S., right? A very complicated flow of lots of different systems involved. So what we did is we had the events to describe what happened in different phases. Um, and it's really useful to talk in terms of events and not to describe it as random instructions. And then we started to identify, okay, where are the external systems? Just post stickies. Okay, great.
Yeah.
How do we interact with these external systems? Are they consumers of information? If yes, what information? Or are they going to tell us something to do and provide us with instructions, commands, and queries, right? But the process is much more what is it that you want to prove, right?
Yeah.
You want to prove something, you want to discover something. And that was that was really useful. I just did not see how that could, with any form of generate button, create anything remotely useful in code.
Yeah.
And I think to a lot of people, event modeling is just the same thing, right? It's just called different. If you ask people, have you done event modeling? Yeah, we've done event storming sessions. Like, no, it's not
It's not the
the same
same.
thing. Superficially, it's the same. It uses the same stickies. It
It's
uses the same
using, yeah,
colors for the
same
same
stickers.
things, right?
Yeah.
It's all the same. But there's a few rules, and even in event storming, you're not supposed to connect a command to directly to a query, but
Yeah.
you can if it helps you discover your problem. Event modeling is a bit more strict. No, you don't. The way it goes, and the way I was taught, is even you're not even allowed to have splits, right? You cannot do or in your. It's just one flow. That's it. You go from command to event to information to UI to command to event, maybe to an automation. But there's no, oh, in this case it's going to be this way, and in that case, it's no. If it's two different cases, two different diagrams. And I thought that was a little bit exaggerated until I
Yeah.
started to do it. Then I noticed that, hey, this is describing a system using an abstraction level that both developers can live with, because it is detailed enough for the developer to feel involved, and they can talk about the details that are always important to the developers, because in the end they have to build it and they will have to build an if somewhere. And if only one branch of the if is described and the other one is not, then what do we do? Right? We have a problem. But also the non-technical people in the room, they have to cross this border of well, there's a little bit of history usually between the
Of
non-developers and
course.
the developers. We don't understand them, and they just talk gibberish. And every session we do with them, we lose track of what's happening anyway. But if you just stick to the names that are used in event modeling, don't use the word Saga. Use the word
Mhm.
automation, right? That very simple things. Um, but then you can get to those details, and then suddenly the non-developers understand, hey, wait, there's an important distinction in this case between this situation and that situation. Okay, let's model them both. Let's see how they differ. And I found it to be a really useful way to describe a system in all the detail, I would say.
Yeah.
There's always something you can't describe, but to a level of detail where at least you can tell a developer, that's what I want. So go wherever you go to build it, and go build it, right? And there's very little uh, uh, interpretation possible about what should happen in a certain case, because event modeling does allow you to describe all that.
Exactly.
The model looks wrong until you've
Yeah.
described all of it.